This episode is proudly sponsored by BP Me Rewards. Welcome to the Q&Q edition of Soccer A to Z, the AZ. On this show, we do both questions and quiz. This week, everything has been about the letter G. Robbie is not here for this show, but the others are. Helen, Tubes and Joe, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Stay tuned after the quiz as we have What's Right with Football and Anything But Football. Talking of which, last week we ended up with a conversation about biscuits, and I told you that the pink wafer was something that was quite nice. And, you know, you always think of it as the worst biscuit in the pack, but I'm telling you, it's all right. I've got some in here, so if you'd like to help yourself to a pink wafer.
What are they, prawn flavour?
No, they're I can't virtually get you one, Helen. I'm sorry.
The thing is I like pink wafers anyway, so I don't need convincing.
See, I'm telling you. What are you thinking?
Who's chamming? Shut your hole. Don't cham.
They're just
Good.
all right.
There's
nothing to them.
No, you lie. I can see in your eyes you love these.
I didn't love it. There's nothing. They're like Maltesers. They're just like nothing to them.
I love Maltesers. Small geezers, Maltesers.
Right.
Helen, let's do the questions. What have you got for us?
Tim, I have a listener letter this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's no question, but I definitely need you to hear this. It comes from Alan Faulkner, and he says, so there I was watching Soccer AM back in late 1999. My 5-month-old baby, Danny, on my lap, drinking his bottle of milk, me loving life as a proud new dad. Anyway, the show ends and the credits start rolling across the bottom of the screen. Whoever reads the credits, huh? Pfft, not me. What's the point in them? Anyway, baby in arms. I was just transfixed on the screen, and there it was, a line that I've never forgotten or forgiven you for, that you had added to the credits that no one ever looks at. You'd added a spoiler for the film The Sixth Sense with the following line. By the way, in the film The Sixth Sense, he is dead all along.
Oh, no.
I remember that. I remember that.
I remember that.
That'll be Andy Harris, wouldn't it?
No, I don't know who it was, but I remember that I just feel so bad about it because we thought that sort of stuff was funny, and it's just
He got so annoyed.
It's not, is it? Oh.
I do remember
like
the week after you did that. I actually remember for the first time ever seeing you in a proper state of kind of despair, going, "What have I done? What have I done?" The hate mail that you got in for the week. I'll just finish off the last sentence because this is quite sweet. Baby Danny will be 25 on the 13th of October. He is married with a baby boy, Lenny, who is 6 months old, meaning I'm now a granddad that has never forgiven you lot.
I think
what a great story.
The idea of the show, though, was like every single inch of it should move and do something, right? So we'd be sitting interviewing someone and we'd get a gorilla, do you remember, just to come up to the back windows or something, just because I just thought there should be just crap happening all the time everywhere. And so we thought we were watching the credits roll. I'm just thinking, I just remember sitting there thinking we should put funny stuff in it. So there's all sorts of stuff in the credits.
We used to wait, didn't we, or do press-ups?
Yeah. We used to freeze at the end. Do you remember we used to freeze at the end?
Yeah, we did.
We'd
Nobby with his Hoover.
We try and do anything just to make everything just seem a bit more exciting than just, just run-of-the-mill telly. So
Mark Commode was furious, wasn't he, with that Sixth Sense one?
Yeah, do you know what? I'm. If I ruined it for anyone, am I taking the blame here completely? All right, yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't lie with you, to be fair. But it's completely your fault.
I feel very guilty about doing that. Helen, have you got another question? Should we move on?
Distancing yourself 25 years later.
Adam Helsby says, who from the current crop of Premier League players would you like to have had as a guest while on Soccer AM? I mean, the answer is just Jack Grealish, isn't it? It just is.
Cole Palmer.
There's two, yeah. It's Cole Palmer and Jack Grealish. They're the two stars at the moment, aren't they, in football, don't you think? Yeah. They're the two who are funny and good and speak.
Declan Rice as well. He'd be great.
But
Yes.
Declan Rice is great, but
guy.
Declan Rice is talking like a proper footballer, right?
But he is proper funny as well.
Yeah, but Grealish comes on and just starts going, I love football, I love it. And it's just like, and there's no fan. I don't think there's any fans.
Why can't I remember his name? Madison. James
Yes.
Madison.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's good
Top.
actually, isn't he? Yeah.
Top.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
good. Cole Palmer.
We play darts with him. We would definitely play darts with James Madison if he came on.
Yeah, he's quite handy, you know.
Cole Palmer's the hottest celebrity at the moment, though. He's the one that, if you go onto social media, there's just clips of him everywhere because he's just funny. He says funny things.
Mob P says, what's the worst game you've ever been to? I mean, you are talking to a Torquay fan here. You could choose any week.
What was
Worst
that
game you've ever been to, guys?
I went to Watford, Torquay with you. Do you remember? And
Coldest game.
It was so
Coldest
cold.
game ever.
And
Yeah.
that's why the Luther Blissett stand came from, wasn't it? Because what happened? We got there and I didn't have a ticket or something, so we went.
That's right.
Luther
Yeah.
Blissett walked past us, didn't he, and say, "Oh, just follow me." And he just basically took us through the dressing room, out onto the pitch, and then walked us around, put us in the Torquay end, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know why you didn't have a ticket because I was there with the Torquay fans, and then the next minute you turned up and said we couldn't get in. I couldn't get in, and then Luther Blissett, like you say, opened a side door. You were walking around. He opened a side door and saw you and went, "What are you doing?" You said, "Can't get in," and he went, "Come on then." And you were exactly right. He was walking through.
Oh, were you not?
the
Were you not
changing
with
rooms.
us?
Of course I wasn't. I was with the Torquay fans.
Oh, that's right. Helen had said, "Don't worry, I'll get you tickets, guys."
No,
And then,
Giving it the big one.
yeah, she gave it. Yeah, I know.
no, I
I
didn't.
know.
'Cause I paid for all my
Yeah.
tickets.
She said, "I know Elton John. I'll get you some tickets." That's what she
Oh,
said. Do you
yeah.
remember? Yeah. The worst.
Anybody got a worse game?
The worst game for me was when my mate Ginger came round to my house and said and I'd snapped my tendon in my finger at this time, so I was all bandaged up with a like, rubber band going to it. And he came round to my house and said, "We're playing Southampton today. Should we go down?" And he goes, No. He said, "I've got tickets to the game. Let's go down." So we drove all the way down to Southampton, get there, and he goes, "By the way, I haven't got any tickets. We'll have to pay." And we couldn't get in. So we were outside, what's it called? The Dell. We're outside the Dell, and the police wouldn't let us leave because it was during that era of sort of 80s-ish sort of time. So they wouldn't let us. So I had to sit outside the Dell listening to the game inside with about 200 Chelsea fans who all turned up without tickets. It was horrific. I was like, I remember going to the police front one stage. "I need to go to the toilet." He goes, "Tough luck." No, I'm like, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" And he goes, "Hold it." I was like, "Oh, okay, fine." So those were the days.
Sounds awesome.
If the Dell was still going, they should have done a deal with Dell Computers. It's ground name, whatever they call it, sponsorships.
Dell.
It's called the Dell.
Dell. Any other questions?
My worst game, and I think you were there as well. I mean, I've been to some pretty bad ones, but England, Costa Rica in Belo Horizonte at the World Cup. Ugh, 0-0. Yeah, when we got knocked out at the group stage.
Right.
Terrible game, that.
Tubes, got any bad ones?
No, that's up there. That's up there. But I would also say, do you remember the first FA Cup final at the new Wembley? We won 1-0, Drogba last minute.
Yeah.
That actual 90 minutes, though, was absolute pants, which was obviously good that we won last minute, but I actually missed that goal.
Why?
This is so boring. I'm dying for the wee. Wait for the wee and you score to come running out like that. But yeah, it was a poor game.
Welcome to the Unfair Football Quiz. It is unfair because football is unfair. Deflections can lead to the ball hitting the back of the net when it had no right to. This could lead to your team losing the game and getting relegated. This is not fair. Football is not fair. Before I tell you about the quiz, let's meet our two competing dudes. First up, this man smells bloody good. We're not talking... We're not talking expensive colognes, but natural odours. He does conform to society norms by wearing a deodorant, but he has no need to, as he is the best smelling man in Plymouth. It is, of course, Neil Belton. Hello, Neil.
Hello, guys. I'm not sure that is 100% truthful, but we'll run with it.
Some accolade, the best smelling man in Plymouth.
Best smelling man in Plymouth. There's some good smelling guys in Plymouth as well. You're sitting there in Plymouth, but you're sitting in a old Chelsea shirt. It's the tangerine and grey one. You're
That's correct, yes.
a Chelsea fan?
I am.
Good. How do you think we're going to do this season?
Well, during the pre-season, I thought we'd be fortunate for the top half because the pre-season was pretty poor.
Yeah, terrible.
But the way that we've gone, the way that the first part of the season's gone, I'm positively confident we'll get top six, possibly top four.
Top six? Okay. I think we're going to win it. Neil, what do you do for a living?
My actual title, I'm a retail service manager, which is a very posh way of saying I'm a trolley dolly on the trains.
Oh,
The trains.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How good is your balance?
It's gotten a lot better over the 10 years that I've worked there.
Yeah.
Oh, and where does the trains go to and from?
So I'll get on at Plymouth. My regular shift, I'll go up to Birmingham. It's a 3.5-hour journey. I'll get about an hour break there, and then 3.5 hours back to Plymouth, and then I'm done and dusted.
What's your best seller?
It's normally tea, coffee, and a Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kats are good. I'm into Kit Kats at the moment. What's the most unusual thing you've ever seen happen on a train?
The most unusual thing.
Don't worry.
I don't know if I can say it.
Oh.
No, I did once walk into a toilet with people taking Class A drugs. I don't know if that's.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah, that was a bit of
okay.
That was one of those rabbit in the headlights thing, like whoa. Yeah, so that was fun.
Next up, as a youth, this man was known as the Fish. It wasn't because he was a great swimmer or that he could hold his breath for a long time. It was because he was so handsome, he got all the gills.
Oh, Tim, what is this?
I tell you, do you know what? It was really late last night. I was writing these. And I don't-
Get that out of a Christmas cracker.
Oh,
It is, of course, Alex Vokes McPherson.
Good morning.
Hello.
He gets all
Hello,
the gills. He gets all the
He gets
gills.
all the
That's
gills.
terrible.
Alex, you support Celtic, but you are living in where?
I live in just outside Boston, Massachusetts.
Really?
Yes. What are you doing?
Blimey.
What are you doing there?
I moved here almost 15 years ago for work and never really left.
What do you do for work?
I coach a women's university soccer team or football team.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, great job.
That's cool. How are you getting on?
We are doing okay. Next year's the year we're really going to kick on and make things happen, I think.
Youth scheme.
a rebuilding
youth scheme
year.
bearing fruit.
Yeah, that's it.
It's always
Gaining a lot of
always
experience.
next season.
Yeah.
Always next season.
Soccer's absolutely massive out there, especially women's soccer as well, isn't it?
Oh, it's huge. We're just about to get a new professional team in Boston as well on the women's side. And so the opportunities to work out here in the sport, this is the main reason that I'm still here, because there's, full-time jobs, which is awesome.
Do you call it football? Do you say soccer, or when you're there, football?
No, I say soccer. Yeah, I mean, I've been here so long now. I've got all the local terms down. Field instead of pitch, penny instead of bib. You got to embrace the locals.
Upper 90.
Alex, were you any good at football?
I was bang average, I'd say. A very average short goalkeeper.
For anyone
A
who's
lot of the best coaches are, though.
yeah, that's
You know,
right.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. If anyone who's listening to this, as we're looking at Alex here, he's got all his Celtic memorabilia up in the background, all his merch. So he obviously supports Celtic. Listen, we'll get on with the quiz. Let me tell you the laws of the game. This week on the AZ, our featured letter was G. So all the questions will be about the letter G. There are 11 questions because there are 11 players on a football team. One of you will get 6 questions and one of you will get only 5. It is unfair, but as we all know, football is unfair. This week, Alex gets 6 questions. As Celtic were winning European Cups in 1967, the Lisbon Lions, and they have won the Scottish League 54 times. What do you think of that, Tubes?
Wait, are you telling me that you think Celtic are a bigger team than Chelsea?
I'm not saying that. No.
That's what you normally do in this quiz. That's normally the premise.
Football's not fair, Tubes.
Them's the
As we all know, football
Hang on,
is
hang on,
not
you've not answered
fair.
the question, Tim. Are you saying Celtic are a bigger team than Chelsea?
There is something else too. The gang are sitting here, and you may ask one of them for help on an answer, but you can only do this once.
Turncoat.
Today we have
They
to
come
go
before him in the
Goat and
dictionary.
Tubes. I just didn't know which way to go with it. You know, Celtic are a huge club. We
Massive.
can't deny that.
But you're
So-
a Chelsea fan.
Exactly, but I've got to be, I've got to be neutral here.
Disgraceful.
Right, finally, at the end of the quiz, there'll be a penalty shootout. I'll explain that when we get there. The prize, the much sought after bucket hat. You're both going to get a bucket hat for taking part. Though the real winner, is the listener who, as their ears are getting to hear this wonderful quiz. Helen is keeping score. Her word is final. Are you ready, Helen?
Ish. I am.
Okay, let's start the quiz. Question number 1 for Alex. G is for genitalia. Successful actor and ex-pro footballer Vinnie Jones is most famous for grabbing Paul Gascoigne's genitalia when Wimbledon played Newcastle. But yet, what year was that? Is it A, 1988, B, 1992, or C, 1994?
My instinct was to go with the 80s, so I'll go 1988.
Correct.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Well played, well
Vinny
played.
did you all that know that as
Yeah, he
well?
was still at Newcastle then, wasn't he? When did he go to Tottenham?
1990, wasn't it?
Yeah. 1989, maybe? I don't know.
Gaza said, Vinny came up to me and said, it's just you and me today, fatty. I ain't playing football and neither are you. At one point he said, he goes, oi, fatty, I forgot to tell you that I take the corners, so you just wait there until I'm back. Football was different back then, wasn't it? Football was different. Right, Neil, G is for Jeff Hurst. England famously only ever win the World Cup when they have 3 West Ham players in the team. When they won in 1966, Jeff Hurst was one of the 3. Who were the other 2?
Sir Bobby Moore
Yeah,
and Martin Peters.
correct.
Oh,
Yes.
Nailed it, didn't he?
Well done. Do you want to name? Can we run through the 11? Do we know? Do you think you can do it?
Gordon Banks.
Yeah.
What, mate?
Yeah.
Who's
Go on.
doing
No,
it?
all of you, all of us. Come on, let's do it. Banks.
Cohen.
Yeah.
George Kell.
Yeah.
Charlton.
He was the other fullback. Ah,
Ray Wilson.
Ray Wilson. Yeah.
Bobby Moore. Nobby Stiles.
wouldn't
Alan
have
Ball.
got
Bobby Charlton. Martin Peters. Jeff
Yeah.
Hurst. And Roger Hunt.
Hunt.
Alex. G is for ground sharing, Alex. Which 2 teams share the San Siro Stadium?
Oh, it's a nice, easy one, that.
Inter Milan and AC Milan.
Correct.
Oh, that's an absolute red over the pocket, that.
They've shared since 47-48 season. Their capacity is 75,800. The club's rejected a plan to revamp the stadium, but revived plans to build a new joint stadium in the same area. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Liverpool and Everton were going to do it once, weren't they? They were going to share grounds. Plans had been put out there, but they didn't come to fruition. Neil, G is for German. England famously have a German manager, but Germany's national team, how many World Cups and Euros combined have they won?
I know it's 4 World Cups. I'm going to go for 6.
Oh, it was 7.
Oh,
Oh,
great guess, though.
Oh,
Joe,
guess.
Tubes, did
Yeah.
you know that?
No.
No.
No,
I'd had a
didn't.
guess at about 6.
Good, good. Alex, G is for Gary. Gary Lineker scored a lot of goals for his club and country. He won golden boots all over the planet, but he also is famous for having a runny bottom on the pitch. But when was it? Was it A, Euro qualifier 86, B, Euro 88, or C, World Cup Italia 90? I love the fact that Gary...
If I may, can I ask Joe?
Yes, you can.
It was Italia 90, wasn't it?
It was, yes.
Group
Well done.
game.
Good use of that against...
It was it.
Ireland.
Ireland. It was
Ireland,
Ireland, of course
yeah.
it was. Yeah, yeah.
It was against Ireland, 15 minutes into the second half. What I love about it is Gary sort of owned it, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He would take the mickey out of him all the time. So
What would you do if that happened to you on a pitch? Would you go off, or would you just carry on regardless?
We're in the middle of a quiz. Why are we having a discussion
I don't
about
know,
pooing on the
just
pitch?
That's a fair question. I thought he styled it out quite well,
Yeah.
He
really.
did.
Yeah.
He just kind of wiped
thought
like
he
a
did.
dog with worms. He just kind of wiped his
Yeah.
backside in the grass,
exactly.
didn't he?
Yeah. Just cracked on.
Neil,
Cracked on.
G. Shush. Let's get back to the quiz. Neil, G is for Gary II. After successfully moving into the TV studios, Gary Neville has become a superstar pundit. But what season did he go full-time with Sky Sports? Was it A, 11-12 season, B, 12-13 season, or C, 14-15 season?
My gut was A, 11-12.
Correct.
Oh, unbelievable.
Good. He took over his match analysis on Monday Night Football from Andy Gray alongside Jamie Redknapp. There you go. Do you know he's won 8 Premier League titles, 3 FA Cup, 2 League Cup, 2 Champions League, 1 Intercontinental Cup, 1 FIFA Club World Cup. That's quite some trophy cabinet, isn't it? He's got there 85 England caps. Alex, G is for Gary I. Gary Shaw was the only Birmingham-born player in the Villa team that won the European Cup, but who did Villa beat in the 1982 final? Was it A, Juventus, B, Ajax, or C, Bayern Munich?
Bayern Munich.
Correct.
Brilliant.
Peter Whitt scoring the winner.
Did.
Good standard here this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Remember, who's still got their trump card left? Alex. Neil, G is for Gunners. Or Gooners. Arsenal were late in the mascot game, but what did they choose to represent the club? What is the Arsenal mascot?
Gunnosaurus.
It is a dinosaur. Yes, it's a dinosaur, obviously. Gunnosaurus.
Oh, I thought you asked me first.
Gunnosaurus Rex is the mascot of Arsenal. The giant green dinosaur was the result of a competition held by the club for young fans to design a new mascot during the 93-94 season. The winning design was created by 11-year-old Peter Lovell, who was inspired by the movie Jurassic Park. Just think if it was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah,
at
it
the
could
time,
be a turtle.
they would have had a turtle walking around the ground, which would have been ace. Well, don't you think? A great big turtle waving at people instead of the Gunnosaurus Rex.
Great big turtle's head.
Joe, we were all going there. All our minds were going there. You had to bring it up. Alex. Oh, no, this one is too easy. G is for GOAT. As contact has left the modern game, it's hard to know who actually is the GOAT. However, I think most people would say it's either Maradona or the great Pele. But out of those two, who won the most World Cups?
Pele.
Pele, yeah. How many did he win? Do you know? I'll tell you. He won 3. And Maradona won 1. 58, 62 and 70. Pele is the only footballer ever to have won 3 World Cups.
Wow.
Neat. G is for goal-scoring keepers. Oh, Neil's getting all the hard ones here. He better be good in the penalty shootout. Can you name 2 of the 6 goalkeepers that have scored in the Premier League? You can use...
Peter Schmeichel.
Yes.
Paul Robinson.
Correct.
Yes.
They're the only 2 anyone ever remembers.
Yeah.
I'm stuck beyond that.
Brad Friedel, Tim Howard, Begovic, Allison. There you go. Alex, another easy one. Alex has got all the easy ones today. Alex, G is for God. What Premier League footballer is referred to as God by the club's fans?
Well, you guys mentioned this last week, Robbie Fowler.
Robbie Fowler,
Love that
yeah.
You've been listening as well. Love
Yeah.
that.
That's it. Helen, what are the scores? That's the end of the quiz so far, part 1.
Alex has 6 and Neil has 4, but Alex has used his joker with Joe.
Ah.
It's nicely poised, isn't it?
But
No.
does it go over to penalty shootout?
Yes, it
though?
does.
Does it?
Hold on. Alex hasn't used his joker, has he? Neil used his joker.
Yeah, I did.
No, Alex.
I haven't used it.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. That makes
Yeah.
it really exciting. Okay, as quizzes goes, this one, the greatest mankind has ever witnessed, and it could get better as we're about to go to penalties. One of you, Neil, has a chance to ask one of the either Joe or Tubes to help you out during the penalty shootout here. Okay, we're going to start with Alex because it's not fair. Alex, name Premier League grounds now.
Old Trafford.
Correct.
Stamford Bridge.
Yes.
The Emirates.
Yes.
Selhurst Park.
Yes.
The Etihad.
Yes.
Anfield.
Yes.
Goodison Park.
Yes.
St James's Park.
Yes.
City Ground.
Yes. I think we might complete it. Go on.
They're good.
Villa Park.
Yes.
It's early here. Struggling now.
Oh, he's out. He's out. No, we have to be strict. Keep going,
All
Neil.
right.
Keep going. You've got to keep going, though.
King Power Stadium.
Correct. Keep going.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Yep.
Yes, do it.
Vitality. Bournemouth Ground.
Yep.
St Mary's. Tubes, can you help me with one?
Portman Road.
I'm stuck now. I've run out of them.
That's the end. Helen, where are we at? Who won?
Okay. So Alex scored 6 in the quiz and 5 in the penalty shootout, giving him a total of 11 points. And Neil scored 4 in the quiz and a massive 10 in the penalty shootout.
Oh,
Go on,
Nil
the Chelsea.
14
Come on, Chelsea.
points.
just
11 plays 14.
just doesn't.
That just
feel
shows
fair.
Chelsea are bigger than Celtic.
I don't know. Last time we played, I think Celtic won. Actually, so pre-season.
Probably.
Call it a draw. We'll call it a draw.
No.
I'll take that.
Chelsea did win. Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
today.
you, boys.
Top man.
Cheers,
Thank
lads.
you.
See you later.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I think we should go into what's right with football now.
When the game gets it right, it's pure delight. This is what's right with
Wes Burrows is first with this week's What's Right with Football, and he says, hey, football at Christmas, I love it. A winter break over Christmas is surely woke nonsense.
I think is Jingle ever going to end?
Every week I wonder, is that a mistake or is it meant to do
I
that?
think it's supposed to happen.
So Christmas football, I think is brilliant.
Yeah, I love
Yeah, it's brilliant, yeah.
Christmas football.
Just brilliant.
Boxing Day football is the best.
And I think it's funny when all the clubs come out, or all the players or managers or whoever say, look, everybody else has a winter break, and they look at the fans, and all the fans go, nah, we love it.
Crack on, lads, crack on.
They get no support.
And when you actually think about it, it's so selfish, isn't it? For the fans that absolutely love Boxing Day football and there's nothing better, to the families that it's split down the middle. Because we all know how stressful Christmas is with, right, we've got to spend Christmas Eve at that relative's house, and then Christmas Day, we've all got to go to Mum, and then the day after, we've all got to go to the in-laws. And then right in the middle of it, it's like, well, I'm going to football.
Yeah.
Bye.
Do you know what? I went to Dubai one year in the middle of winter, and all the players were having their winter break, you know, the on the continent, and Ajax were playing Inter Milan. And I thought, if they're having a winter break, why are they out playing football? They might as well be playing in their own leagues, right? And entertain their own fans. It was a friendly.
Just having a kickabout.
Well, I was.
Sorted it out the night before.
It was pretty
We
good.
should play
though.
it tomorrow, yeah. All right, get 11 of you together and we'll have a kickabout tomorrow.
It was such a great thing though. I turned up with Dubai, and then I just looked around the hotel, and there's this sign for it, and I was like, "How do I get tickets for that?" And they said, "We'll sort you out." I was like, "I can't believe I'm on holiday watching Ajax versus Inter Milan. This is the best thing ever."
bizarre.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Who won?
Ajax. I have no idea. Can't remember that.
Right. DRP says, adding on time for time wasters and time wasting. That's what's right with football.
Agree.
Yeah.
100% agree. I love it when the thing comes up and it goes 17 minutes. Yes. This is fantastic. Yeah.
And I love this one. Adam Leeson says, match of the day still being a Saturday night institution.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, I never watch it because I'm in bed early for the show I do on Sunday. Joe, it's called Sunday Brunch. It's got it's really good. It's got celebrity and music and food and everything. You'd love it.
Yeah. Okay, when's it on?
Sunday morning, 9:30 to 12:30. Give it a go 1 week.
And the match of the day, match of the day theme tune that's never changed either. And it's impossible not to do along with it, isn't it?
Yeah.
As soon as it starts, you're at home on your sofa going. You have to.
And the fact that it's never been souped up, it's never had a remix.
They did. No, they did.
Did it?
A
Yeah, they
little
did.
bit. It's got little touches.
No,
of-
they
yeah.
they completely did it up, and then the viewers complained. So they
What, like a drum and bass version
yeah
of it
they
or something?
they modernised it.
I don't
and
remember that.
I think it might have been Jimmy Hill's day. I can't remember now, but anyway, they
Didn't
modernised.
have drum and bass in Jimmy Hill's day.
Jimmy Hill invented drum and bass.
yeah.
Yeah.
What sporting programme do you think's got the best thing?
Jimmy Hill invented 3 points for a win, advertising on the shirts with the Talbot thing in Coventry, and drum and bass. It's famous for that.
Is this going to be the clickbait thumbnail on all social media? Jimmy Hill invented drum and
He
bass.
did. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. You ask Goldie, he'll tell you.
Well, Jimmy Hill won it.
Oh, how about anything but football?
You've had your footy fix, now it's time to switch. It's anything but football.
This is for people who listen to the podcast but don't really like football. Blacklock says, what's the most underrated song of all time? Love a bit of music. You can take that any way you like, but I've got one for you. if you're at a party, right, and it's kind of like a party, not like a drum and bass party, it's like a party, and you're having a good time, like a Christmas party or something, and you're getting into the mood for a bit of a song and a dance and stuff like that. Whack on the Minder theme tune.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That gets everyone
Yeah.
going. Everyone knows the word, I could be so good for you.
Yeah, yeah.
Do-do-do-do.
Barry Proudfoot, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did
but
you come on to that?
Yeah, well, that was his
That's
tune.
the music we had, yeah.
Yeah, with the piano intro.
Yeah.
Ding, ding, ding. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
We
Barry
did.
Proudfoot.
I'd
Yeah.
forgotten all about that.
The Wheat Sheaf.
Wheat Sheaf.
That's
Yeah.
why I love it so much.
And in a similar
Maybe.
vein, Ain't No Pleasing You, Chas and Dave.
You love that. You love
What,
Chestnut.
who doesn't love Chas and
You're
Dave?
such a cockney, aren't you? Deep down, you're
Shut up, Stan.
deep down.
Well, you want to warrant your necky.
You love cockneys, don't you? When we used to dress you up as a Spurs cab driver,
Yeah,
you love
you
that
loved
more than
it.
anything else.
Yeah.
You so want to be a cockney.
Leave off.
Yeah. Any other ones? I tell you what, the other good tune, because adverts, good tunes, Shake and Vac song. Do you remember we used to sing it on?
Jingles.
Yeah. And I loved Shake and Vac because it was just a non-product. It was talcum powder.
Yes.
And basically
Yeah.
what it did is made your room dustier because you're putting talcum powder into the carpet
So it made it look like it was cleaning something up.
because it smelled like it was
It was the-
cleaning.
yeah, it
something
was a-
up. It was
yeah.
to put the freshness back. That's what it do. And if you did the shake and vac, put the freshness back. Do the shake and vac and put the freshness back. When your carpet smells
When your carpet
fresh,
smells, your room does too.
every time you vacuum,
Every time you
remember
vacuum,
what to
remember
do.
what to do.
Do the shake and vac.
It's literally anything but football.
I don't remember the
Hey,
second
can I-
verse.
Can I tell you something interesting about that? They interviewed the Shake and Vac woman because that advert ran for years and years and years. And they said to her, "What do you remember about filming that?" She said, "I had food poisoning. I had food poisoning on the day." So she was sitting having her makeup done. She suddenly went, "Oh, I don't feel very well," and she went off and was ill. And in between takes, so when she watches that advert, it just made her feel ill because she remembers how bad she had food poisoning on the day she recorded the Shake and Vac advert.
And she had all that talcum powder up her nose as well. So she was having a nightmare.
Throwing it all around.
That's the end of this week's podcast. We'll be back on Tuesday with letter H. We'll see you all then. Bye.
Bye.
Right then, thanks for tuning in to the latest Soccer A to Z. If you love this one, click here, dive into the rest because there's loads more where it came from. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at Soccer AZ Pod or email hello@socceraz.com.